Howdy, friends. This is the Magic City Motormouth, Fast Eddie Layne, with your invitation to join yours truly, along with Mark MaBo Bowman and the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, every Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, for Beyond Ringside Live. Wrestling, mixed martial arts, sports talk, and a whole lot more. Keep your eyes open on BeyondRingside.com for all of upcoming show information, and of course, catch us on social media as well. Until then, we'll see you this Sunday, 6:30 Eastern, for Beyond Ringside Live on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
This is Dale the Demon Torborg.
My name is Bryce Rensburg. I'm the Chikara Senior Official.
This is April Hunter from AprilHunter.com.
I'm Bobby Ches, a three-time world champion, Showtime expert analyst.
This is Coolio with the Flow, a.k.a. the Ghetto Gourmet.
This is Dan the Beast Severn, the only Triple Crown champion in the UFC history.
Hi, everybody. This is Jerry the King Lawler. That's right, WWE Hall of Famer.
This is Jeff Damon from Deadliest Warrior on Spike TV. You have tuned in and are now live listening to the three-time NWA Heavyweight Champion of the World, Scrapper Anna Pierce. And just like you, I am also locked in. And, brother, we are beyond ringside.
Welcome to the original Rock and Wrestling Radio Show. Welcome to Beyond Ringside, your source for wrestling, MMA, and boxing in the Southeast. To contact the Ringside Roundtable of Beyond Ringside, email them at beyondringside@gmail.com. And now, your host for Beyond Ringside, the man, no myth, all legend, Fast Eddie Layne.
I want to say greetings, good afternoon, and how you doing? 25 before the top of the 6 o'clock hour in the Central Time Zone. On this 6th day of September, got a whole lot of tongue twisters going on today. Welcome in, glad to have everybody on, whether it be through BeyondRingside.com, through the Beyond Ringside mobile app, whether it be through Ustream, Shoutcast, TuneIn Radio, all of the above. And even more methods that I keep forgetting to mention, and I apologize for doing that. I'm going to go make a list of this before it's over with. Like to welcome in tag team partner Mark MaBo Bowman. What's up, MaBo?
Oh, feel good.
Okay, is this your psychological I don't feel good because you should be committed, or is this a physical I don't feel good and you need to just be restrained?
I don't know about the restraining part, but I don't feel good.
First off, it's been a weird week, to say the least. There are two 800-pound gorillas in my room right now. Don't say it.
Oh, so you've got new roommates?
Yeah, there you go. I figured you were going to pull something out of the hat. Just didn't actually think it'd be one that we could get out on the air.
Well, you didn't see no. There's a difference between an 800-pound gorilla and then an 800-pound bag of crap.
There you go. Somehow or another, over the last couple of weeks, in the most sneaky way possible, the New Day has become entertaining. What the hell happened?
They've always been entertaining.
Not really.
Oh, no, I've always, since they started playing up the whole thing, kind of like Angle did back in the day, I've definitely found them entertaining as hell. By the way, speaking of hold on. Speaking of New Day, first of all, have we ever had Xavier Woods on the show?
Yes, we have. Awesome Austin Creed.
Yeah. Well, first of all, happy birthday to him because it's his birthday this weekend. But he's actually, I don't know if he is anymore. I don't know if he's, of course, I don't know if he still lives in Atlanta or if he moved back down to Florida or if he stayed in Florida. Because he used to, believe it or not, thanks to his YouTube channel, Up, Down, Down, he does video games and stuff. And he actually has WWE and NXT superstars on there. When he was in NXT, he was roommates with Tyler Breeze.
Nice.
So, yeah. But, no, he's actually been, and there's been pictures. Jacoby Boykin actually has a picture with him. He's been walking around Dragon Con this week over in Atlanta. I guess the WWE, since it was his birthday, gave him the weekend off. And so there's been pictures of, I guess, with fans, and then WWE, maybe he even filmed something for Up, Down, Down. But he's been walking around dressed, I guess, as DC's Captain Marvel. Sort of.
Shazam.
No, Captain Marvel. He says Shazam. He's technically called Captain Marvel. He's been retconned into being called Shazam, but but he's walking around. He's got the cape, and it looks like a really good cape. It looks like a professional cape. But he's shirtless. His hair's pulled back, and it's not that weird dude that he had for Monday.
The mock helmet.
Yeah, and he's got contacts in. That makes his eyes kind of look creepy, glowy. But he's I don't know what I couldn't see what pants he had on, but he's walking around shirtless. But he's got the Captain Marvel Shazam lightning bolt painted on his chest. So not really sure what kind of Captain Marvel he's going for, but it's good to see that the WWE was letting him spend his birthday the way he wants to, and two, that he's sticking to his roots, and he's a pretty big star at this point. He's just tooling around Dragon Con in his hometown, so that's kind of awesome.
So at the risk of sounding like I'm going to get shot at by about 93 million people, do you think for a second that he might have actually been Black Adam? I'm asking legit.
No, Eddie.
Okay.
I said it was the Captain Marvel cape.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Captain Creed.
Stop talking. Just stop.
Well, if I do that, we're going to have to stop the show.
No, I believe there's enough of me that we can carry on the show.
In between cough buttons, snoring, and masturbation jokes, maybe.
Snoring?
You passing out on air.
There's a possibility.
There you go. No, but the thing about it is, I've watched a little bit of the progression about the way that they and Creative and Vince have embraced this whole thing over the last few weeks. The trombone bit was okay. Even SmackDown's version of the trombone bit was funny. When they did a cappella, I was really good with that. It's like, you're showing the fact these guys have extreme talent. Real talent. Vocal talent. As well as in-ring talent. And then they go off into the bits where they start dancing. Now, the Kofi Kingston 6-year-old girl skip clap is just like, I can't believe he's actually doing that. But
dude, come on. I mean, that's funny, but you got to admit, believe it or not, Xavier Woods is the only one, pranced down to the ring that's, lacks something. But even Big E, the way he hops down to the ring or whatever he's doing, that's funny.
Big E's funnier when he starts dancing, and he looks like Vince McMahon from Stand Back. That's the exact dance move he's doing. Go back and watch it. Now, I say that to say this. Coming over to the Dudley Boys, not the other 800-pound gorilla in the room. Close, but not quite. Do you think the Dudleys will get 10, or do you think that this is all just a really good run to set up for them hanging around for a little while?
Well, I mean, they're under contract for a while, so... I mean, will they get it right away? Maybe, maybe not, but they'll eventually get it. But it'll probably be like Rumble or something like that.
Because
put it at a big event.
Yeah, that would be a great idea. Put it at a big event. Now I know Survivor Series is going to be the next big one. Of course, you've got Night of Champions coming up right around the corner. Would that be Night of Champions? Would be too soon in your opinion, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think they're booked for Night of Champions
yet. Remember, this is WWE, subject to change without notice. This is pro wrestling, subject to change without notice. You there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
God. Well, folks, that's it. We'll talk to you soon. Okay, no, not kidding. I'm actually, like I said, Night of Champions right now, it's not too soon for them. It's not too late for them to book. Remember, WWE has been known to book matches on the day of the event. And from that vantage point, it's just a simple case of, will they be able to put everything together? But I think if they try to put it together, and this is Night of Champions is supposed to be the night where every championship is defended. So logistically, they would go ahead and put the rematch clause between PTP and New Day into place here. From that vantage point, remembering or noting the fact that they did go over primetime players on Smackdown this week, you have a situation in play where, okay, you've already got the Dudleys going over New Day. You've already got the Dudleys going over primetime players. What are you going to do? Put every other team in front of them and let them mow them down and then sit back and say there's nothing left to do but take the titles? Because for as much as I appreciate the Dudleys, for as much as I would like to see them with the belts one more time, I would at least like to see a little bit of drama building up to it. Right now, it just looks like a clear cakewalk in a cruise. Got nothing?
No. I mean, it's just, more than likely it's going to end up being, I think they're working towards a triple threat for Night of Champions. And New Day will find a way to walk away with the belts there. And then I think by the time Rumble rolls around, I was going to say if Eric Rowan was back anytime soon, they're probably going to have, that feud followed up with New Day, but I think he's still going to be out for a little bit longer. So,
well, speaking of feuds and storylines and title belts in play, Night of Champions right around the corner on WWE Network, and I do believe, I'm not sure, I haven't looked, so I don't know if this one's going to be directly off just for the network or if it's going to be on pay-per-view as well. They may be just saving that for Survivor Series later in the year. I haven't looked, that's me. You've got Sting challenging for the WWE Championship, and then lo and behold, John Cena throws his name into the hat to challenge for the United States Championship. Now, they're putting Seth Rollins into this fire a lot more quickly than Ring of Honor has genuinely put Jay Lethal into that line of fire, being a dual champion over in ROH. I do think that there's always a gray area that you have to be very, very careful of when you have someone as a dual champion, whether it be as a double singles champion or a single and a tag, because one belt's going to suffer sooner or later. Now, the United States Championship had been, fans of the U.S. title had been enjoying a great run with Cena and the Open Challenge. Before that, the belt was kind of mired. It's like knee-deep in apathy is a good way to put it. You had genuine fans who understand the factor of what a championship is supposed to mean, and lo and behold, the belt wasn't being defended. It wasn't defended that much, and this is something that I've got to go ahead and say. I've been reading a number of different groups, bulletin boards, message boards, all of the above. And you have people who are equating Nikki Bella and the Divas Championship to Dean Ambrose in the U.S. title. Granted, neither belt got defended on a regular basis. Neither belt had been... Okay, Ambrose didn't defend on a regular basis, and Nikki hasn't defended on a regular basis. I like the fact that they're putting a little bit of drama to it by moving a challenge date, because Charlotte's apparently has said that she's going to challenge before Night of Champions.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, she did that on Raw Monday night. But from that vantage point, I would be perfectly okay for Charlotte getting the belt a couple of days early. Because the minute they put up the Bellatron, I swear I threw up.
Oh, God, yeah. No.
Look,
No.
Whereas Nikki Bella is reasonably attractive. And I still cannot believe that Laurinaitis is dating the mom.
No. Engaged.
That's even worse.
So between Cena, Daniel Bryan, and John Laurinaitis, we will never, ever get rid of the Bellas until they're ready to leave.
Well, guess what? I can always change the channel when they come on. Remember, now...
They're going to be on more programming.
No. Please, for the love of God, no. I can't...
Monday Night Bella.
It's just not even good.
It's going to happen. I'm telling you, Brie will never get a title, so she's going to end up going and winning going down to NXT and winning the women's title down there. It's going to happen.
God, I hope not.
It's going to happen.
I thought these two wanted to go act in midget porn or something.
No, that's me, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, I know. You're huge in midget porn.
I know. That's the only way.
There you go. No, I'm legit on this one. Whereas Nikki Bella is okay on camera, physically speaking. She's gotten a little bit more serious about her in-ring work. She opens her mouth and it all becomes negated due to the fact that she was horrendously stale, boring, less than vanilla. I mean, look, a broom could cut a better promo than Nikki Bella. And that's really
to work a better match than Nikki Bella.
Now, I've got to sit back and reiterate what I said a minute ago. She has improved quite a bit in ring because she's felt the heat.
Yeah, but you know what? That's also like saying if you win a gold medal at the Special Olympics, you're a gold medalist.
That's actually not a good comparison.
I
happen to be a huge fan of the Special Olympics.
Okay. Fine, it's like arguing on the internet. It's pointless.
There you go. It's arguing on Facebook. God, even worse, Twitter.
But the point is, what the point is even worse is Brie is worse than her sister.
That goes without saying, although it's fun to say. Like I said, when they put up the Bellatron, I not only vomited in my mouth, but I also almost vomited on a Mackie 12-channel control board. That is just the dumbest thing that I have ever seen. It does not help her get over. It really does not help her get more heat. It adds to the level of apathy that people feel toward both Bellas. It's not good booking. It's not good storyline writing. It's not good on creative's part to actually do something like that because people don't care. And I don't care how many times they attempt to ram the Bellas down our throats. It's not going to change anything. We're talking about two sisters that have gone heel face more times than Big Show and Mark Henry combined. And the thing about it is, it happens in the middle of a show. And yes, I'm actually giving, once again, airtime to these twits in discussion mode. Whereas Vince is going to sit back and say, "Hey, good, they're talking about him again. All right." Yeah. We're talking about them as a reason to want to change the channel. And the only reason why we don't, there you go, is because we have a modicum of respect for Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Paige, Alicia Fox. A little bit for Naomi. Tamina, meh.
Some for Tamina.
Some for Tamina. Hell, Tamina's better in ring than Brie Bella.
Yeah.
I really hate... I'm going to take us out on the segment for this one with a complete segue. And I use the term Bella and unwatchable sometimes. You, the guys at Wrestle Rage, Midnight Black Mass, the old C&E show, TBD, Guinness, y'all know that I have been one of the main people who has stood up and verbally backed TNA Wrestling throughout this whole roller coaster of switching from Spike over to Destination America. I have told people, give them one more chance. This week on Impact, it became unwatchable. And the people that I blame more than anything else, Jeff and Karen Jarrett. Yet again, wrestling fans are having to sit through a hostile takeover of a company. Look, the minute Jeff Jarrett walked out to the TNA ring to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, you knew it was going to happen. I just didn't expect it to be as bad as it is. I watched the opening segment when Jeff and Karen and some of the GFW cast came out to the ring. And Jarrett kept going, I still have an ownership stake in this company. I tried to help you. And then Karen Jarrett took the microphone, and I just said mute. I cannot stand to hear this individual speak. There is no reason why she is supposed to be speaking. She is not being portrayed as a principal owner of GFW, a stockholder in GFW, a backer in GFW. She is once again simply being portrayed as Jeff Jarrett's wife, to which we sit back and say, we being me and my 47 other personalities, don't care. Karen Jarrett on a microphone is worse than a Brillo pad to the nutsack. Plain and simple. It's painful. Beyond painful.
You mean somebody throwing a Brillo pad at your nutsack? Because that doesn't hurt.
Scraping.
Actually, it doesn't feel as bad as you think, but you digest.
Fine. Wiping your ass.
You drumming your finger.
Fine. Wiping your ass with barbed wire instead of toilet paper. How's that?
Well, you had your opportunity to get the toilet seat to go with that.
Of course. It's what I'd like to shove onto Karen Jarrett's tongue. Maybe she'll shut the hell up. I'm sorry. And I'm not the only one who feels this way. Once again, I actually do look around, and I pay attention to what people are saying. Obviously, a hell of a lot more than Impact's front office. I understand that this is supposed to be a way to A, get Jeff Jarrett and Global Force over, B, possibly save TNA. It ain't working. When they pulled this out of the hat, for those who missed Impact Wrestling this week, allow me to enlighten you. After you get through segment number 1, where you have Jeff and Karen, and even openly stating this is a hostile takeover. Oh God, like we're not stupid enough to understand that. Come on. Most people, okay, granted, there are some people who watch pro wrestling who not only ride the short bus, but they own the company that produces the short bus. But you also have people who have an IQ higher than dried wallpaper paste. And yet again, Jeff Jarrett on a microphone, and Karen Jarrett even more so, managed to insult people's intelligence and expect them to continue watching? Really, people? Really? It's more aggravating than Fox News Channel and CNN combining forces. Ugh. Damn, that's just bad. But yet we get to segment number 2, because Bobby Lashley came out at the end of seg 1 because Chris Mordeski, Chris the Adonis, or whatever the hell they're calling him, put out an open challenge to everybody back in the locker room, and Lashley comes out. I'm going, okay, this could be cool, but you know it's going to end up in a beatdown. And it did. Predictable. Here come the Wolves. Davey and Eddie. That's not enough people. They're going to get beat down. And they did. Well, lo and behold, Karen comes out. I have a present from our good friend, and I want to say it was Magnus. And she said it was Magnus. We've got the tag team title Feast or Fired case, and we want to cash it in now. There's a loophole, kids, that y'all didn't take into consideration. The 2 that you're putting into the tag team title match are not TNA employees. They are GFW employees. So therefore, Jeff Jarrett and his whore, whatever, Karen. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say whore. I really didn't.
That's a bit much, Eddie. Wow, and that's coming from me. I mean, I insulted the Special Olympics.
Well, she did.
A woman a whore.
Well, she did run straight from Kurt Angle to Jeff Jarrett.
Okay, that's still.
And, I mean, the coffin wasn't even sealed. But by the same token, yeah, I know I'm going into dangerous, uncharted waters tonight, but hashtag hell damn ass and hashtag do I really look like I care right now?
Yes,
because it's aggravating. It's really aggravating.
It's like, I understand where you're coming from. It's kind of like the situation where you have somebody who you constantly defend. You know they're a good person. No, give them a chance. No, something good will come of this, and then they keep screwing up and screwing up and screwing up and screwing up and screwing up.
Yes.
I understand the frustrations, buddy. I've not only with wrestling companies, but with employers and with people I know in my life. You try to defend them and say no, that they're good people, and yet they keep screwing up. It's understandable that you're getting frustrated.
The screw up has been over the last 2 months, and it's just continually getting worse. Basically, let me finish this part. And I'll wrap it up. I went ahead and said, okay, I know how this is going to end. Fine. Then they had this cute little bit between Jeff Jarrett and... See, here's the part where they screwed it up. Jarrett ordered Earl Hebner to start the match. Jarrett shoved Hebner. Hebner shoved Jarrett back. Then Karen came around and shoved Earl Hebner. Really? Yet again, the wife of a person on camera physically interjecting herself into a situation. Once again, Jeff, I have a world of respect for all that you've accomplished in pro wrestling, and I do apologize for using the word whore as it comes to Karen a few minutes ago. That is sincere. That is humble. That's straight up across the board. But to allow her as an on-screen character to make physical contact is just not smart. It's not smart writing. I'm not going to use the word stupid. I will use the word unintelligent. I will use the word incredulous. Well, Jeff and Hebner went back and forth a few more times. Basically, Jeff pushed Karen out of the way and said, I got this. Thank God. A moment of wisdom in the middle of the futility. Well, lo and behold, believe it or not, Earl lashed out first and slugged Jeff. And Jeff turned around and slugged Earl, and Earl rolled out of the ring and went. So they brought down Stifler. They put him in a Global Force hat and a TNA shirt, and said, okay, start the match. And then lo and behold, you get the beat down, and you got the shortcut and screw finish. And you now have new TNA Tag Team Champions who are part of Global Force Wrestling.
Not for long, someone will tell you.
Yeah, I know. It's just, it was predictable. It was less than even formulaic. And I feel bad. I feel bad.
You know what, though?
Go ahead.
Eddie, I understand, but because I feel like we're giving the subject way too much time, considering how bad it is. But October's quickly approaching, and we're going to be finding out soon the fate of TNA Impact on Destination America and pretty much the company as a whole. So,
well, we know
you might not have to defend that person too much longer because it might not be around.
Look, I was happy about the fact that Dixie actually came back shut up as a babyface character. Because, I'm sorry, heel Dixie just does not fly. Ethan Carter III is actually has become, in my humble opinion, one of the premier heel characters in professional wrestling.
Well, you know why, don't you?
Why?
Because he's a Carter.
And the world needs Carters like we need the bottom of the hour break, which is actually at the top of the hour. Go figure, because we started the bottom of the hour. Hang tight. Beyond Ringside Live continues right after this.
This is Dr. Tom Pritchard, and if you want to listen to the best in professional wrestling, get locked in to Beyond Ringside.
When planning your next party or special event, insist on the best. Full Range Entertainment is a professional entertainment company providing a full range of services. From professional disc jockeys and MCs to catering and photography, when the details of your special day must be perfect, call us first. Wedding receptions, corporate parties, school functions, birthday celebrations, and more. We also have Birmingham's largest selection of karaoke tracks available. With over 40 years combined experience, Full Range Entertainment can provide you with the talent and professionalism you need and deserve to make your next event one you'll never forget. For more information on the full range of services we offer, call 533-HITS. That's 533-HITS. Or check us out on our website at fullrangeentertainment.com.
Hello, everybody out there. This is Universal Soldier Phil Shatter, also TNA Gunner. 2 years in the making as NWA National Heavyweight Champion. making my way to the top as #1 in the world, and you are locked in to Beyond Ringside.
2010, after 2 years of constant bullying, 11-year-old Ty Smalley took his own life. In the past 7 years, more than 55,000 children have taken their own lives due to bullying. That's 22 youth suicides every day. Stand for the Silent is a grassroots organization that educates people about the harsh reality of bullying and the devastation it causes, and they need your help. Visit standforthesilent.org to learn how you can get involved and help us to save lives.
I stand for the silent.
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 I stand for the silent. I stand for the silent.
I stand for the silent.
I stand for the silent.
I stand for the silent.
I stand for the silent.
I'm Roddy Piper, and we stand for the silent.
This is Bambi Weevil with Masters of Ring Entertainment, and you are locked in to Beyond Ringside.
Do you like beer? Do you like business? Do you like businesses that make beer? Then you'll love this new show. It's the Beer Trail Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Price, and we're going to travel through the world of craft beer and talk to the breweries and see how they got started and what inspired them to make their beer. So check it out at thebeertrailpodcast.com and tell your friends, and hope to see you on the trail.
This is Dan the B7, the only Triple Crown champion in the UFC history, and you're listening to Beyond Ringside. You better pay attention, otherwise I know where you live.
This is Super Cop Dick Justice, America's favorite wrestler, American-born hero. And right now, like a stiff bear hug, you are locked into Beyond Ringside.
Oh, yes! This is Paul Bearer, and some people call me Percy Pringle III. You're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
Yes, we're all in our places with bright smiling faces. Gotta love it. Welcome back into Beyond Ringside Live, 8 minutes before the top, 8 minutes after the top of the hour on this Sunday, September the 6th. Fast Eddie Layne over here, Mark MaBo Bowman over there.
And we've got wrestlers going to jail for choking their girlfriends. We've got legends going to jail for 30-year-old murders, which Vince McMahon may or may not have covered up. You got, I guess you can, in Chikara, I guess you can flip somebody off, drop the F-bomb, and then turn around and get the winning pin for your team in Night 3 of King of Trios. I guess if you're a crazy fan, you could smear poo-poo outside the Performance Center all over the walls and then get shot by the police.
There you go.
Things are, there's been a full moon out, so to speak, around the world of pro wrestling these past 7 days.
I've got to give a very, very, very sincere tip of the hat to Country Jacked, Adam Page, Corey Hollis, picking up the PWX Tag Team Championships, and the birth of the experience, if I can use that term appropriately, because you've got a new organization in place over in PWX up in North Carolina. Corey Hollis, Adam Page, the new PWX Tag Team Champions, i.e. Country Jacked, the heavyweight champion, John Schuyler, and the man known as Gunner, have all come together to form the Experience. I am looking forward to some great things. I actually could have made that road trip. Really wish I would have. Get me out of Birmingham for another day or two. And the next time we all go to Atlanta, I found another place to stop. It's called Folk Art. You can have the triple-decker meatball burger.
Ooh, I am intrigued.
Yes, so am I. I just saw it on Triple D, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. They showed the making of this burger. Oh, me likey. It'd be worth the 2.5-hour drive over to now. And from where we were at the Varsity, it was maybe 11 minutes at the most, traffic permitting. It's over at Inman Park next to Little Five, and like I said, I just saw it about an hour and a half ago on a replay of Triple D. The place is called Folk Art, and I'm serious. I will be going over there. You may not want to. You're probably not going to get the collard green coleslaw that they put on it, but other than that, it's something that'd probably be right up your alley.
Well, we'll have to check that out next time.
Yeah, buddy. You know, there were 2 shows last night we could have hit Atlanta for, or close to Atlanta. UIW in Temple, Georgia last night.
Yeah, I meant to ask you about that off air. Obviously somebody wasn't there, but
yeah, there was okay, and to elaborate on what Mark is being very vague about. Okay, for those who do and those who don't know, here's the scoop. Originally, the main event last night at UIW, Universal Independent Wrestling in Temple, Georgia, was supposed to be a tables match for the UIW Heavyweight Championship, as the champion Mad Dog Dan Sawyer was supposed to defend against the real deal AJ Steele. Unfortunately, because of injuries and ramifications which have developed, or complications that developed out of Sawyer's injury at Global Championship Wrestling in the tag team main event back on August 25, he was not able to he's not been physically or medically cleared to wrestle. The doctors are not clearing him right now. I believe it was dislocation and separation in the rib cage, as well as still trying to make sure that that his body is at 100% in other capacities as well, because he did go into shock during from that situation. But
we know his mind will never be 100%.
Oh, hell no. To which right about now, MaBo, I would normally go ahead and say, do the voice.
Ow.
I knew it. And see, we all know he's doing a little bit better right now, so that's, as you said, you had me laughing my ass off when you sent him well wishes over on his Facebook page, which of course I was actually quite impressed that you did.
Well, you know what, look, we've had our ups and downs, more ups than downs.
Right.
But I mean, look, he's a jerk. I'm a jerk.
Okay.
He's a bigger jerk.
Depending on the week.
But, you know, there's, when you got 2 people who are as hard-headed as he and I, lack of communication and other things are abound, so. But, you know, sometimes if you talk, ish can get handled and sorted, and that's all it was. I mean, you know, we're never going to be having tea parties. But, I mean, even if nothing ever did get resolved, you know, that's a husband and a father, and, you know, a friend to a lot of people, and a trainer to some, you know, whether they like him still or not.
Zookeeper for others.
Yeah, so, you know.
Well, like I said,
you know, regardless of what happened, I mean.
Well, I don't have the final results of everything, but I know the match did take place last night between AJ Steele and Madman Mason. So I don't know.
I saw the pictures. I was wondering who that cat was.
Yeah. And so
I guess if you can't fight a mad dog, you might as well fight a madman.
There you go. And actually, one of the reasons why I would not have minded being in Temple, Georgia last night is their very special in-house guest last night, professional wrestling, and I'm going to call him a legend, Teddy Long.
Let's not go.
Say what?
I don't know. Like legend.
I'll take it that far. The man is one of the most enduring stars in pro wrestling, whether he was a referee or a general manager or what other figure he's been. I think.
Okay, would you call the Gobbledygooker a legend?
Gobbledygooker's not around anymore.
Not the person in the costume.
The character's not been around, nor has it been used for a while. Therefore, no, it can't be legend status.
Yeah, but everybody knows him.
That's the sad part about it. Everybody remembers, and nobody lets it go.
Everybody pops for him. The only thing he's never done is taken a singles match and somehow, due to interference, turned it into a 6-man holla 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 tag team special match.
We can agree to disagree on this one little part.
I'm waiting for that option to happen one year in a 2K game. Just where because that's going to happen. That's one of the features is you're going to be able to attack people on the entrance ramp in 2K16. I'm really hoping that
Now,
they
wait a minute.
eventually come around to it. Huh?
Wait a minute. I've got to call this point out. You, who have sat back and said that 2K15 was one of the worst video games that you have ever played.
No. Not one of the worst I played, one of the worst wrestling games I've played. And I used to play ECW, what was it, Heat Wave and all that stuff.
And you're already...
2K16, first of all, they've already got my vote because they're actually putting NXT people in. A lot of them. A ton of them.
Do you think they'd have enough time to get Ciampa and
No.
Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano in?
No, don't be silly. Don't be silly.
Why is it silly?
Don't be silly. That's like saying, did they had a chance to put actually no, they actually have had a chance to put Dana Brooke in. I think she's going to be in it. But no, don't be silly, Edward. Besides, they're not officially signed.
Yeah, I know they're on a match-to-match basis.
But I mean, just the inclusion of all that, and they're bringing back a lot of the stuff that was taken out of 2K15. So, but I'm just saying, I think it would be awesome. I mean, I know he won't be in the game, but it would just be awesome if you do attack somebody on the way to the ring. If all of a sudden music plays and a little potato arm comes on the screen and goes, "Listen up, player. Tonight we're gonna have a tag team special main event." Holla, holla, holla.
There you go.
God, I hope he did that gimmick last night.
I'd be curious.
Well, we could find out, but apparently now somebody's just, dip, duck, dodge, diving, and dodging and dipping and ducking us now.
Who's that?
Yeah, I'm calling you out. You know who. The third wheel on this psychotic tricycle we call a show.
Oh, you're talking about Wick?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He's dodging us now.
Well, of course.
I think it's you, because I know it's not me.
It's
Probably
always
something
you.
You've done.
It's always you.
No, it's not me. He likes me.
I have done nothing to the man.
Mm-hmm. Probably made fun of his mohawk.
I do not make fun of his mohawk. I like life.
Probably insulted his mohawk.
Didn't insult the mohawk. Nice try.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I will ask you this question. Did you happen to see Paragon Pro Wrestling this week?
No, not yet.
Oh, dude.
Dude, I've been sick for since Thursday.
If you're in bed sick, you have nothing better to do. And you can't sit there and say that watching RedTube and YouPorn is more fun than watching Paragon.
Actually, it is, but I haven't watched those either.
I was wondering.
Dude,
You're
I've been
right.
lit up on everything from Tussin to Sudafed to Benadryl all at once at some point. So yeah, I've kind of been in and out of consciousness.
And for you, that's actually an average day.
Well, let's put it this way: the guinea pigs almost got thrown out with their litter this morning. Okay.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and do this and go. Close your ears, mute your phone, and go la 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 la.
Oh yeah, I don't care. I'm like you. I don't care about spoilers. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I've got to sit back and say this. Paragon Pro Wrestling this week on Pop TV. I just watched it earlier today, and I'm going to go ahead and sit back and give credit where credit is due. And also I'm going to and push the buttons where they deserve to be pushed. They led off this week with Hammerstone versus Wes Briscoe. I give all the credit in the world to Hammerstone for playing to the strengths of Briscoe during this match, which unfortunately are only a few. Wes Briscoe still looks as stiff now as he did in TNA. And by stiff, I mean klutzy, clumsy, off balance, unable to bend an elbow or a kneecap. He like a walking marionette without points of articulation. It's like trying to use I don't know the best way to put it. I'm not going to go overboard on this. Briscoe just did not look good in the match. Hammerstone did. Hammerstone showed why they put the faith in him to be one half of the tag team champions along with Chamberlain. Hammerstone stands out, period, as the star of the match. The thing that I have to disagree with, and it's not the factor of Chamberlain coming out to distract Briscoe for Hammerstone to get the win. I'm okay with that. That sets things up nicely for a rematch and possibly a tag team match. That's good. That's a good way to do it. When the roll-up occurred, Briscoe did not even look like he was fighting to get out of the pin attempt. He ragdolled the move. From the time that his shoulders hit the canvas to the time that the ref's hand hit 3, Briscoe did not move. Not a finger, not a foot, not his head, nothing. If this is a sneak attack pin attempt, you have to at least look like you're trying to fight to get out of it. And that is one of the subtle nuances that Wes Briscoe has still yet to pick up. Daddy should have taught you better than that. I'm a huge fan of Gerald Briscoe. Unfortunately, Wes Briscoe is definitely not living up to the family name. I watched Briscoe with the World Junior Heavyweight Championship as well as, Jerry Briscoe with the World Junior Heavyweight Championship and the tag team titles. The man is an accomplished wrestler. Maybe Dad needs to go put some WD-40 on the elbows and ankles and knees. That way Wes just does not look cardboard. And I'm talking inch-thick cardboard. But other than that, like I said, Chamberlain stood out as the star of the match. Chamberlain plays things very well, and he's a very good character on Paragon Pro. Darren Corbin versus Ethan HD for the American Championship. I really enjoy Darren Corbin as the type of heel that he currently is. Darren Corbin is a smartass. Darren Corbin plays to and with the fans as a heel and still manages to maintain solid heel heat.
Well, it's because he's a ginger. Nobody likes a ginger.
I like the t-shirt he was wearing this week, too. And I really got to sit back and say the match, as far as it goes, went very smoothly and very well. It was cool to watch between Darren Corbin and Ethan HD. The ending where Ethan just snapped after Darren, also another roll-up because of an inadvertent situation with a referee. That's 2. Smell a theme going here? Grabbed the trunks. Ethan snapped because the referee didn't see it. Knocked out the ref. Here comes another one. Second ref takes a bump. He goes under the ring, pulls out a case of bottled water, starts flipping it everywhere, and bangs a steel chair all over the place. The gentleman brawler comes down, Eric Wright, and he KOs him. And then another person that I didn't immediately recognize comes down and gets KO'd as well. And then Ethan HD just continues snapping, going all the way to the back. A little bit excessive, but it's okay. But the announce team is going, this needs to be the last we ever see of Ethan HD. No, because he's got every...
Does he come back as Ethan Blu-ray?
Conceivable. He could come back as Ethan MP3 and see how well he could cut an audio promo. Ethan WAV file. Could always be, I was going to say Ethan CATV.
He come back as Ethan GIF. Matches are like, what, 3-4 seconds
There
long?
you go, MP4. I like that. Ethan MP4. There you go. We'll leave it at that. MP3 wasn't good. MP4 is better. Keeping it going on Paragon Pro from this weekend. Like I said, if you have Pop TV, set your DVR because they've got a very entertaining product. They really do. And I don't get paid by them to say this, just like I didn't get paid last week by Ring of Honor. I'd love to get paid by Ring of Honor and Pop TV, but you know something? I'm okay actually just being a fan sometimes and watching the product. Been in the industry over 30 years, and I still have fun going to the shows and watching the product. And yes, I paid for my ticket when I went to Ring of Honor. MaBo paid for his ticket when we went to Ring of Honor. We didn't ask for freebies. Yeah. Didn't even ask for a hot dog. Didn't get the nachos either. Sorry about that. But Mikey O'Shea versus Kevin Cross. This match had endless possibility written all over it. I'm not sure if Mikey O'Shea is just not thrilled with the way his character is going lately, but he just doesn't seem like his heart is in his work right now. And that's being brutally honest. And those who know me and follow this show, I like Mikey O'Shea. I think properly pushed and properly booked, this kid could be yet another coming in a good way of Bam Bam Bigelow. He could go down, he could probably build a reputation as one of the better big men out there, and by big I mean in girth. The guy's got skills. He's got talent. But he just doesn't seem like he was in this match. Legit. And Kevin Cross, the promo they did on him before this match, the VTR package, good and not so good at the same time. But here's the funny part about it. The good outweighed the not so good. Creepy, spooky, eerie, yes. They should have had a better background. They should have had a wider variety of backgrounds. Kevin Cross is going to be somebody to watch. I guarantee this. The guy's got skills in the ring. He's got great facial expression. He knows how to work facial expressions. He knows how to cut a promo. This kid has all the tools. The first time for me to sit back and seriously watch him this week. He's got potential. This kid's got, like I said, I'm going to be keeping an eye on this one. And whatever's troubling Mikey O'Shea right now, I hope he gets through it. Because I genuinely feel that Mikey O'Shea could be a top flight talent. I think he's that good. The match that he had with Adam Pearce back at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, excellent matchup. It was worth watching twice. So, like I said, Mikey, I don't know what's wrong, dude. I hope everything is okay. Because this match did not do you justice. It really didn't. So I'm going to sit back and say, all in all, it was a good match. Yet again, you have a situation where, and I'm just going to go ahead and say this, after 3 matches, theoretically and in chemical balance, there were 3 screw finishes. All the way across the board, I have to worry about this. In case you haven't seen Paragon Pro, we have a interim commissioner. And a lot of you are going to recognize him from Lucha Underground. And yes, I do mean Matt Stryker.
Really?
Yes. Beard and all.
Huh?
He grew a beard.
Oh.
He's copycatting me now.
Yes, I'm sure that's what it was.
Thank you, Bill Cosby. Also, I've got to sit back and say this. And I'm going to be brutally honest about this. The Pine Box match, casket match, between Gangrel and Tyshawn Prince.
That's a big dude, by the way.
That's a hoss. And I'm going to sit back and say this. This guy is, Tyshawn Prince is yet another who has all of the tools and continues to get even better every week. Every time I see this guy, he gets better. However, I've got to go ahead and say this. Gangrel did not look great this week on that show. And this was supposedly his match. He went over, Impaler, bye-bye, 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going to go ahead and say the Cuban Assassin did the honors. Close the box. But I'm just... The match was real slow to get traction. They looked like they were trying to milk way too much. Once the match got rolling about 4.5 minutes in, it gained traction quickly. But they spent way too much time trying to put over the fact that Tyshawn Prince was afraid of the Pine Box. Too much time. They could have been doing other spots. They could have been doing other parts to the match. We get it. He's deathly afraid of the Pine Box. He's afraid of his own mortality. We get this. I don't know if fans in Vegas are a little bit slow to get on it because they've been playing on the slot machine drinking free booze all day. But there are people out there who genuinely get it the first time around. It doesn't have to be repeated 93 times. Like Impact Wrestling does. But I'm going to sit back and say this week's episode was not... I'm giving it a C. Legit, I'm giving it a C. I think that for all of the negatives that were involved, there were an equal number of positives and vice versa. Put it however you want to. That is why, unfortunately, I put it as even for as good as Hammerstone was, and Darren Corbin, Tyshawn Prince, Kevin Cross, even for as good as they stood out, as well as they stood out, and as good as they were, I can't give it above a C right now. Last week's episode was much better. I know they'll bounce back. I have faith in that. Was this week's episode bad? No. Was it great? No. Was it average? At best. So, I know you haven't seen it yet, but is there anything you'd like to go and throw out there or ask?
No, not really, but I'm telling you, I think I've said it before on the show. I would not be surprised if, I guess the thing now is to go, I don't know how you go to do the NXT training camps. I don't know if you've got to be invited or if you got to go, if you got to pay, yada, yada, yada. But I'm telling you right now, if in some way, shape, form, or fashion, if Hammerstone and Chamberlain ever show up,
yep,
they will more than likely be signed first round draft or whatever. So,
see, here's the thing, and I'm going to go ahead and lay this one out there. I think Darren Corbin would flourish in NXT. Kevin Cross would do well. Main roster, I don't know. But as far as NXT goes, yeah. And with the dynamic that they've been building on NXT, and I'm going to sit back and say this straight up before we go to the break. I watched TakeOver Brooklyn again this week because I wanted to. I went back and I watched with a very critical eye because I listened to the things that I'd said coming out of SummerSlam night when I watched it after watching SummerSlam. I asked myself, was I just overhyping NXT because SummerSlam was so mediocre? So I went back and I was ready to start making notes, which I did. And I went back ready to dissect everything, which I did. Anybody who calls themselves a wrestling fan, or even a WWE or NXT fan, there's a difference. If you can sit back and tell me to my face that Bayley and Sasha was not a match of the year candidate, first off, I'll ask you what the hell you're smoking or drinking or snorting. And then I'll ask you to go ahead and just have your head examined and your eyes examined at the same time, because obviously, and like I said, I've watched this match 4 times. This match alone I've watched 4 times. And it continues to impress, and it continues to get me to smile. I came out of my chair yet again applauding the effort put out by Bayley and Sasha, because it was deserved. This match, to me, is on the same par as Cena Owens 2, which was better than 1 and better than 3. Familiarity breeds fun. And about 5 or 6 other matches that I genuinely feel should be match of the year contender for the national television scene. And by national television, I do mean Lucha Underground and Paragon Pro and Impact Pro Wrestling as part of that mix. So I'm going to leave that one out there. MaBo, before we go to break, anything you want to add? No other comment about the Bayley-Sasha match?
Huh? No, I've already said everything I had to say about it. It was a great match. It's phenomenal.
Okay.
Huge.
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 It's huge. I don't know about you, but I think it's huge. Thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you for photo bombing beyond ring or audio bombing beyond ringside. We're going to work on those sound bites later. Folks, hang with us.
What was the one that he did that he got in trouble for, talking about that
bleeding something? Yeah, Megyn Kelly from Fox News, and
what do you say? He's like bleeding from her eyes, whatever. Bleeding from her whatever.
She's bleeding from her eyes and bleeding from her whatever.
Whatever. That's
yes.
literally what he said. It's like, oh, dude, come on.
Yes, he did say that, and
that's our next president, though. So.
Yes, we will not get involved in politics because I'm not running for president right now. And here's the funny thing about it. If I did run for president, there'd be a whole bunch of pissed off people up there on the Hill. If I run for governor in the state of Alabama, there's going to be a whole bunch of pissed off people in Montgomery. Because I will push for the state of Alabama to catch up on a lottery and catch up on casino gambling. I will push for the legalization of medicinal marijuana because I do believe that there are positive and beneficial medical reasons behind why it is legal in other states. I'm not saying the overall legalization of marijuana, nor am I calling...
Eddie.
What?
Eddie.
Yes.
Save that for your side of the coin.
Okay, Bow, we're going to the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans from around the world, I'm Lightning Mike Quackenbush, the master of 1,000 holes, and you're locked in for Beyond Ringside.
This is Merciless Ray Mercer, Olympic gold medalist and board member of Find the Dream, and you're locked into Beyond Ringside.
The To Be Determined show live Wednesday nights, 9 Central Standard Time. Join myself, the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, the Grand Design, Clyde Braddock, and the Magic City Motormouth, Fast Eddie Layne, as we take you to the edge of uncensored. Yes, we go uncensored, so make sure you have your earmuffs. Ask your parents, for those of you that are a little young, maybe under 18, but make sure if you have any heart conditions or any mental defects, please listen, because they may take effect right here live every Wednesday night, 9 Central Standard Time. Beyond Ringside Radio Network, beyondringside.com.
This is Danny Cage from the world famous Monster Factory, and you're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
Hey, this is Stan Grubb for Wrestle Rage Radio right here on BeyondRingside.com. Join us every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for myself and Smart Rage as we discuss the professional wrestling business from WWE, TNA, and all things in between. We'll have an interview here or there. We'll see what we can do to just keep you entertained. And along the way, we're going to have to bring up some emotion and make you think. That's what we like to do. So join us here on Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll see you at Wrestle Rage.
Hello, this is Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express, 8-time NWA World Tag Team Champions, and the true independent outlaw wrestler of the world. You're locked in Beyond Ringside.
Sunday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern here on BeyondRingside.com. Join us for the Midnight Black Mass. Myself, the Reverend Dan Wilson, brings you the dark gospel of professional wrestling, uncensored, unedited, uncut, and not for the faint of heart. You can find out more about us at youtube.com/pottyhumor or subscribe at Potty Humor on iTunes and Stitcher today.
This is Angel Orsini.
This is the Human Hand Grenade, Danny Only.
This is Dirty Dutch Mantel.
This is Liz Savage.
This is Vinny O'Brien, 2010 Golden Glove champion. This is Gabe Sapolsky from Dragon Gate USA and Evolve Pro Wrestling, and you're locked into Beyond Ringside.
On a topsy-turvy Sunday night, and then some. Welcome back into Beyond Ringside Live, 18 before the top of the hour on the live side. By the way, before I go any further, I want to go and throw this one out there. No, it has nothing to do with politics or weed or anything else. For those listening on the live version, the live broadcast on this 6th day of September, you'll hear some of the music that we play during the breaks. And one of the things that I've often get questioned about is where I get the music that we play. The majority of the music that we play during the break, or actually all of it, is royalty free. I'll put that one in place right there. But a lot of the instrumental tracks and some of the vocals are courtesy of Matthew Huffaker over at Teknoaxe, TEKNOAXE.com. Also, you can catch him on YouTube. Look up the name once again, TEKNOAXE, Teknoaxe. Puts together some great tracks, all royalty free, and we do play courtesy of permit. We actually have full permission to play them. So from there, if you also host, whether it be internet radio, traditional terrestrial, satellite, whether you do a podcast, If you're doing video production work, get in touch with Matthew over at TechnoAxe. And like I said, he's very liberal about the way that it's like, as long as you give him credit for it, he's uber cool about everything. So definitely check it out. TEKNOAXE.com. Some of the best royalty-free music that you will find out there. You know, I use the term topsy-turvy, MaBo, and this has been yet one of those weeks where what else can happen? Because you were bringing stuff up to me off air, and I believe one of them had to do with a 30-year-old case. Go ahead.
Oh, now you want me to talk when I'm trying to order my pizza, you jerk. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm sure for those who follow wrestling and know, I mean, everybody's heard the tale of back in the day of Jimmy Snuka allegedly murdering his girlfriend at the time. The name escapes me because, like I said, I'm ordering my pizza. But, and now, like, 30 years later, at the behest of the family, like, the family was, like, kept hammering the police, hey, Snuka is guilty, Snuka is guilty. And I guess they finally found some evidence or something. So, old Snuka there, he's been brought in, and he's being held for, and the WWE is like, who? Jimmy who? We don't know anything. You know why? And this is just my own personal belief, and I'll probably get assassinated in my sleep or cyanide put on my pizza because Vince McMahon is part of the Illuminati. But I'm going to tell you right now, I can almost guarantee you Vince McMahon had something to do with that cover-up 30 years ago. This is my personal opinion. I'm not slandering. I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying it's my own opinion. And by the way, if anybody in the WWE, Titan Sports, or any affiliations with the WWE are listening to, or the Vince McMahons themselves, or any of their Illuminati rogue, minions, I'm also really lit up on Robitussin and Sudafed and Benadryl. So I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I might not even be ordering a pizza online. I'm probably just playing with an etch sketch. So take this as ramblings of somebody who's heavily medicated. But yeah, I mean, 30 years later, I didn't know if the statute of limitations had expired. I mean, they charged him at one point, like, didn't they charge him back in the day, but did they let him go or something? I don't know. And there's some law you can't be charged twice. Help me out here, Eddie.
Double indemnity does not always take place in certain circumstances like this, but it's kind of like, I don't know the whole story. I mean, and a lot of people are up, there have been a lot of things said, which, where'd that button go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I'm not ordering pizza. I'm also trying to find something real quick.
Hey, what's this red dot on my forehead? Take the shot.
Just did. You missed it.
I know this. Very few people will get this, but Canadian Sniper. Take a shot, eh? Sorry.
Yeah, really. Maybe
that's for that is for the 4 people who listen to the show that might listen to Phoebe.
To what?
Phoebe, 4 Eyes and Beard.
Oh, okay.
Trust me, if Wicked ever comes back to the show, because apparently you've put him on the Jay Lethal list. If Wicked ever comes back to the show, he would be laughing his butt off right now.
Hey, look, if it weren't
what little butt he has.
You said that.
Hey, you got to admit that man has no. He suffers.
I've never looked at his butt.
He suffers from no acetol. I love you, Wick. Get your butt back on the show.
As soon as he gets his... Okay, Wick is still in the process of getting everything from telephone to Wi-Fi and internet hooked into his house, so therefore that's the reason why he's not been on. That's why he also has not done To Be Determined on Wednesday nights. Clyde Braddock and I did the show 2 Wednesdays ago, and we crossed connections this past Wednesday. I missed him by about 3 minutes because I was waiting to see if he would call in, and he called. I cleared the line at 9:15 Central. He called in at 9:18 Central, so we missed each other just by that little bit.
And you can't call me for TBD? Come on.
That's true, because I didn't even do Back to Basics Tuesday, did I? I was on the road Tuesday night. Okay, that's why I didn't do it.
Yeah, but I mean, if you ever need someone to come on for TBD, I'm not as funny or volatile as the Wicked Nemesis. but the only man I know that smokes that much Polish sausage and can still be angry.
Lucid.
Yeah, he smokes that much turkey in his backyard, and still.
Hey, I smoke that much salmon, and I hold myself quite nicely.
Yeah, you smoke something, all right, you freak. Anyway, where were you looking? Did you find what you were looking for?
To be honest with you, I was actually trying to figure out. I was trying to upload the new edition of the Midnight Black Mass. Reverend Dan Wilson just sent it over to me a few minutes ago, and I'm trying to get it up on the server. That's where that problem was.
Had a phenomenal. I hate to cut you off, but had a phenomenal night at Dragon Con. And shout out goes out to Iceberg for walking away with the Dragon Con tag titles and the Dragon Con heavyweight title. Because, you know, for a while now they've been doing pro wrestling, you know, I know on Friday nights and possibly Saturday nights at Dragon Con. So good on him. Also, Jacoby Boykin, the Alabama ambassador, holding it down or keeping it real or whatever the kids say these days. But, yeah, Dan Wilson, Tank, Iceberg. Who else was in the picture? But anyway, yeah. So if you actually have any communicado with old Danford, ask him about his decon experience to see what he can get out of it. But, yeah, the WWE has started the scrub with the Superfly. You know, they've removed him from the openings, and the heck was that?
That was actually our favorite pot-stirring SOB sending me a message going,
No, not that. I mean, like, something just happened in my room for real. What the hell? Good God.
You sure there's not a red dot on your forehead?
The fans are coming after me. What the heck? Anything, run for your lives.
Wait,
you're in cages.
It's the midget.
Cover.
It's the midget mafia.
Ooh, are they cute? Is it a cute chick?
I doubt it's going to be chicks. Go figure this one out. And Schmicky asked the question: How can Fast Eddie Layne be the freak when MaBo's the one staring at Wick's butt?
Dude, you don't want to know what I'll do to Wick's butt.
Like I said, and that was our favorite pot stirring SOB.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, now I haven't been on the. I've actually put my subscription to the network on hold due to financial reasons right now, which is another reason why the McMahons might come after me. But I haven't had a chance to check see if they pulled any of the known footage or if they've edited him out. I mean, like, you know, you can't pull the first 5 Manias without messing with Hogan. So, I mean, are the first 5 Manias gone because of what Hogan did? Who knows?
That I don't know.
But I mean, if they start editing their library, I guess we're going to see Roddy Piper throw a coconut up in the air and it magically explode. And we all remember that night in Madison Square Gardens where Mick Foley made that trip and witnessed the magnificent Don Morocco spasm around in the middle of the ring for no reason. So they might start, you know, I guess it's now known as the Benoit treatment.
Yeah, pretty much.
When you get glossed over completely.
He who shall not be named. Before your finances fell apart, have you had a chance to pick up a copy of the Click DVD set from WWE?
No, I want to though. That's on my. Once my finances are a little bit back in order, that's something I want to pick up on the Blu-rays.
Yeah, and therein lies the funny part, because I'm looking for a place in Birmingham that actually carries the Blu-ray versions, because unfortunately I deal with the Evil Empire down in my neck of the woods, and the Evil Empire in Pelham does not even carry Blu-rays anymore, and the Evil Empire in Alabaster carries a ton of DVDs but no wrestling Blu-rays.
Do you have a Best Buy?
Well, of course.
Have you checked there?
No, I have not.
Check Best Buy. They're usually good, even though I had an issue with them when we were doing the Heyman DVD. Check them. They're usually good.
Okay. I can do that. Yeah, I've been looking for the WrestleMania 31 Blu-ray, and unfortunately have not been able to find it. Like I said, the Evil Empire doesn't carry it on Blu-ray, which is sad. And I was actually going to break tradition, instead of buying the regular DVD set, buy the Blu-ray this year. And that's.
I hear you.
So, let me see.
But I mean, let's see, what else is going on there, Eduardo. Let's see. We got Snuka going to jail. We've already talked about Bram. And much like me, it shows you how on the QT, for once, something in wrestling was kept on the QT. Bram and Charlotte, a.k.a. Ashley Flair. Flair. I don't even know how you pronounce that. Flair. But,
Flair.
And this would have been the time for you to have a camera on me to see those faces. I didn't know that they had divorced, which you got to kind of think that once her ship started taking off and he started lingering in TNA, you know, sadly, things like that happen in pro wrestling with married couples. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's why you also never started divorce angle on TV with your wife, because more than likely it's going to come true. Look at the past.
Yep,
Kevin
buddy.
Sullivan, Steve McMichael, who else? Technically, didn't they do it? Wasn't the Kurt and Karen, didn't they start a divorce thing?
Yeah.
And she ended up, before her and Jeff got hooked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? It never ends well. So, you know, but, and what's ironic was the chick's name, the girlfriend of Bram, her name was Ashley, so that's why a lot of people were like, what the crap? But, let's see, besides that, Crazy Fan, outside the Performance Center, had been, and some people are saying he's, you know, he's got some mental issues or whatever, but they said he was out there looking, he was out in front of the Performance Center, he was shot earlier this week. I heard he had a knife, not 100% sure, but yeah, he's outside the Performance Center, I think like 3 or 4 a.m., something like that. Looking, they didn't say, they just kept saying a female NXT superstar. And then I also heard it was Lita. I mean, not Lita that got shot, but they were looking for Lita. Lita's not got that desperate yet. But, yeah, so, like, they said that he had been busted before because he had smeared poop on the walls. So you got Crazy Fans getting shot. You got freaking, what else? Snuka murdering people? What else did we talk about, Eddie?
Oh, Lord.
It was in the production chat.
You're talking about smearing stuff on the walls. You made me think about what Sabu was brought up on charges for.
What? Oh, I've heard about that. Yeah. You got, coming out of King of Trios last night, you know, Chikara family-friendly show. Phoenix from AAA / Lucha Underground dropping the F-bomb on people, on it was not directed towards the crowd. Some people were saying that, but it was directed towards somebody else in the ring, and then flipping them off. I mean, God, there was a third one. I can't remember what it was. What was it, Andy?
I don't remember right off the top of my head.
Shoot. But yeah, I mean, you just got all this. Frickin' Rollins' girlfriend, the one that he and from last year when there was leader pictures being traded and all that.
Yep.
She is a Schreiber. It's bad enough when I can pronounce your last name, but I can't pronounce your first name. Yeah, she got let go from her WWE contract, NXT contract or whatever, because she likes Nazis. Did you see that?
Yes, I know the story.
My goodness, My Little Pony Hitler, and if you got a swastika, no, and then sitting there talking about something. No, that's the Swahili symbol or the Hindu symbol for peace, maybe? No. You had it turned sideways, and not only that, but it was you had an iron eagle sitting on top of it. So, I mean, Rollins there, and crazy Nazi girlfriend, which, I mean, look, hey, she's tattooed and she's hot. As long as she didn't bring it up in public, I'm not let that slide. As hot as she was, I'm just saying. I like them with fake boobies and tattoos. But, yeah, I mean, it's like I said earlier, it just seems like there has been the quote-unquote full moon cast over the world of pro wrestling.
Yeah, everybody's lost their freaking minds this week.
I know. I mean, is everybody trying to... Oh, and then, have you heard what Bret Hart Hart has said about Hogan?
Allegedly.
No, Bret Hart has said this about Hogan.
Okay.
Or you allegedly heard it.
I allegedly heard it. No, I know the one you're talking about, the phrase you're talking about, and that it started a little bit of a spark, but it kind of got squashed real quick.
About that he hopes Hogan never comes back to the WWE, and that he's probably thankful that Piper passed away because it kind of glossed over his racial thing.
Oh no, that didn't get glossed over. I think everybody's dissected that so many times it's not even funny.
I mean, this is just, what's going on?
People have lost their freaking minds.
Oh, good Lord. Anything else?
No, actually, but I do have some things on a more positive side of life, and let me go. There's one more little thing that I'm legitimately trying to look up right now.
Okay, well, why? Oh, did you find it? I was going to say, well, you looked that up.
Well, go ahead.
I was just going to say, have you seen the? Okay, so you've seen the announcement that at Night of Champions that there's going to be a 6-man tag match between the Wyatts,
right?
And Ambrose Reigns and a mystery partner. But did you see what? That WWE might have spoiled it a little bit by throwing up a banner, and then they had to quickly remove it because it gave away, because it was supposed to be the banner with the you know how they always have, like, if it's a mystery person, it's like a silhouette. Well, they kind of threw up the banner, and it had the person on there. Now, This was said it was on the .com. So, you know, take it for what it will. They might change it, they might not. But do you know who the mystery silhouette turned out to be?
I've read 2 different stories. Which one did you read?
Which one did you read?
I asked you first.
No, so mine's bigger.
Lesnar.
No. For the Wyatts? No. No, not for the Wyatt. What? See, now you're just lying. Seriously, which one did you see? Because I've only seen one. I hadn't heard 2.
Which one?
I don't know. You pick one.
MaBo!
So basically, you don't have anything and you're stalling.
No.
That's what it is.
No, there was fan art. There was fan art put up recently, and that was supposed to be Lesnar.
Oh, no. This was like on the WWE.com. They're saying that it's supposed to be Baron Corbin.
That's the other one that I've heard legit.
Well, I mean, kind of fits, you know, tattoos, long, always got this long, sweaty hair look. And I mean, could they be making, seriously, I mean, we always joke about Shield 2.0, but could they be making a Shield 2.0?
Don't know.
I mean, but here's the thing is, Corbin can't go. I mean, he's like Goldberg. He's good for what? 2-minute match at most, but, you know, once you start getting to that, you know, 5-6 minute mark, he starts to, you know, look what Joe ran circles around him.
True.
And then I've heard some people say that was supposed to be Joe's spot, so, I mean, who knows? That'd be weird, though.
What, with Joe in the Shield?
That'd be weird. But, yeah, so, I mean, who knows? I mean, they always talk about bringing up Corbin. Do you think it's time to bring up Corbin?
No.
Do you think he's ready? I mean, personally, I don't.
I think his cardio does need some work.
Well, heck, mine needs work too. Let's go.
I know mine does.
But, yeah, dude, that's just, I thought it was weird. So, I mean, I wonder if they're gonna change it or what.
Now, a couple of things I want to hit on because we're actually getting ready to take it to the Radio Ranch. And before I go into real full-scale shameless plugs, in our home market of Birmingham, Alabama, Saturday night, September the 26th, NBC's Premier Boxing Champions, a show that's actually been floating over to ESPN as well, go figure that one out, will be live at the Legacy Arena at the Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center. Main eventing on this night, Johan Duhaupas will be taking on our very own and recognized world champion Deontay Wilder. Now, I don't know. I think it's going to come down to whether or not it is a legit sellout. And I believe it's pronounced a Halpus, but I'm going to get it right eventually. I screw up more nicknames and more names than I've got active brain cells. I don't know what the hell's happening. I'm losing my mind for the 9th time. But seriously, Birmingham, Alabama, and our surrounding areas, for those who have been harping and bitching and whining and moaning about the possibility of professional boxing coming to Birmingham all over again, remember, Deontay recently had a successful title defense at the Bartow Arena. We are now moving into a bigger facility. On Saturday, September 26th, like I said, check it out, www.alabamatitlefight.com. Ticket prices are everywhere from $25, $65, $200, and $300. Which means I need to get in touch with JD's. Sky Entertainment. So I am very happy. I am very proud of the fact that Alabama's own Deontay Wilder will be defending his world championship at the Legacy Arena, at the BJCC. Birmingham has needed something like this for a long time. I've been in Deontay's corner for a while now, and definitely trying to help, shed light and bring light onto a very talented pugilist, very talented fighter. And now that he's genuinely getting that international spotlight that he has been working so hard to attain, I am really happy about this. We've had an opportunity in previous days to bring Deontay on Beyond Ringside Live, and last-minute scheduling has caused a little bit of a glitch. But I will definitely, I'll get in touch with JD, his agent, and I'm going to see if we can work something out between now and the 26th, because I would love to have him either on here on BR Live or over on Back to Basics. But, yeah. Situations in play. I would love to be there live for that event because I know it's going to be a good fight. Even though I screwed up his last name, I have followed DeHalpus for a while, and I've been able to see what he can do. Of course, I followed Deontay. I know what he can do, and I think this is going to be a pretty evenly set up matchup. And I'm not going to lay a prediction out there yet, but I'm going to go ahead and lay this one out there. I know that Deontay is going to need Deontay in his previous fight had some holes in his game that I'm hoping he has worked out by now, because if he doesn't, when if he holds on to that belt to face Klitschko, it's going to be a dogfight. So, like I say, Deontay, all the promise in the world, all the talent in the world. There were just some minor holes in his game at the last fight, and I'm hoping those holes got patched and filled, and his defense and offense are stronger than ever. I know that you don't do boxing, but something that's like, it's in our home market and it's professional sports. It doesn't always get the positive light that it deserves. And like I said, I've had an opportunity to speak with, but just not interview, Deontay before, and great young man and very promising champion. And I'm really happy that a fighter from our home market of Alabama carries a recognized, legitimate world championship in the world of boxing, because I think that is a great thing for the state, and it's a spectacular thing for Deontay Wilder. So definitely check it out. For our friends here in Alabama, Saturday the 26th, be at the BJCC. It's going to be a great time. I'm trying to figure out what our pot-stirring SOB is sending me around.
Hour and a half for my freaking pizza?
Really?
Yes. I mean, it's never the time. I mean, I right down the street, so they usually bring it in a lot quicker, but still.
Schmidtke said he heard it was easy from Tough Enough.
Hey, I like ZZ. He's a good guy. I've actually had a couple interactions with him on Twitter. He's a nice guy. But we also see how we see how nice guys last in the WWE. So.
Yeah.
Nice guy finish last.
I've really got to sit back, and there's a couple of things I want to hit on. Last night, UFC 191, I really wanted to talk about this in the first segment of the program tonight, but I'm also going to sit back and say, for me being so irked as I was about some of the things, I'm afraid that if I'd have said something about last night's UFC event, I would have probably put it in the same light that I put TNA and all their shenanigans in. So I'm sorry I didn't really say it what I wanted to say when I wanted to say it. I join the sentiment right now that is being put out that Demetrius is pound for pound one of the best fighters on the planet right now. I've been sitting back. Okay, I do mean Demetrius Johnson. Thank you. And because I saw the replay of the fight from last night, UFC 191, and it is very conceivable that the fight should not have been 49-46. It could have possibly been 50-45 because Demetrius was just that good last night. Unanimous decision. I wish he would have finished the fight, but by the same token, there was some good back and forth. For if you have not had a chance to catch UFC 191, which broadcast last night, God love Vegas. One of these days, I'm going to take my fat ass out there, and I'm hoping it's on the right weekend. Another one that I was paying attention to last night was the women's strawweight matchup, and I had some notes that I had written down, and apparently I didn't save the file. Damn it, I hate it when that happens. I really do. I had some good notes from
Hey, Eddie.
Yes.
If anyone would like to call in and voice any opinions on any of the subjects we have talked about today, what would be the best number for them to call in?
Unfortunately, it would be 911 because we're getting ready to call it a day at the Radio Ranch.
I'm just trying to give something for the pot stir.
For the pot stir? Yeah.
He's wanting me to pop a blood vessel.
Of course he is.
I told him I don't feel good, so.
Tell you what, one day, very soon, I will set up a segment where our resident potster and SOB, Schmidtke, can call in. And if it's not done here, we can do it Wednesday night on a TBD episode where we don't have to suspend the language barrier. I will just sit back and say...
Yeah, but you said that I'm not allowed to speak on that subject.
That would be my next one. He could push all the buttons that he wants to, but Billy, you just can't say that name in any capacity whatsoever. Gimmick or shoot, either way, doesn't matter. That's the only stip. Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I'm not saying his name. Just
Mark MaBo Bowman, last call.
I don't feel good. That's my last call. No, once again, one last call. I mean, I'm going to be MaBo and I'm going to lament. King of Trios has come and gone, and I'm still not there. The short version. Trying to get back to the results. Team in the finals. Spoiler alert! If you don't want to know, if you want to wait for the DVD, Blu-ray, on demand, whatever, cover your ears, pause it, skip ahead. Team AAA over the Bullet Club to win King of Trios. You have to forgive me; it's starting to get drippy here. The tag gauntlet, which King of Trios has become famous for, won by the BDK. Now I don't know because I've only got the sort of the quick little down and dirty notes, so I don't know exactly which two members, but the BDK won the tag gauntlet. I don't know if they. I'm asking how many points they got, but who knows? Mark Andrews beat Shinron for the Rey de Voladores, and it's just everything from Oleg is now free from Cindy Bacabella, and he off with his headed him. So I guess I don't know if they're writing out Bacabella. They're writing him off or what. But I want to say this for fans in attendance in the pictures. First of all, he knocked his hairpiece off. So, and I like one quote I saw. It was like, "When you mess with Oleg, there will be hell to pay." T-O-U-P-E, or however you spell toupee. But to his credit, because it happened at the end of night 2, they said Bacabella laid there in the ring while everybody filed out. So they said he sold it like it can't be sold. But, pick it up VOD, because King of Trios is there. To me, it's Christmas at Chikara when it's King of Trios time, and a lot of the FanCon claim stuff that I saw, they announced the video game that they're working on for Steam, and just some of the stuff I saw, like Gentleman Jervis Cotton Candy. They had cotton candy that had Jervis Cotton Belly's likeness to it. They had Electric Monkey had their energy drink there, and their new spokesman Stan Malibu, who looks eerily familiar. And Chikara fans know what I'm talking about when I say that. What else did they have? They had ice cream. Los Ice Creams had ice cream-based ice creams there. So I wish that they would do that as part of their DVDs. I haven't picked up any of the DVDs since they started fan conclaves, but I think that'd be nice little extras to include, snippets and bits to the fan conclave. So, but like I say every year, King of Trios, I'll see you next year.
One way or another, yes, you will.
Yeah, basically the one way will be on the streaming.
Well, speaking of events that have come and gone, I'm going to speak about an event that has not arrived yet, but it will be very soon. Next Sunday, September the 13th, in Atlanta, Georgia, 714 Spring Street, Northwest, Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment. Tales of an Arabian Facebuster.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. Signed for the main event 1 week from tonight, which we may be on hiatus next Sunday. Maybe. Huh?
I'm not getting near that. I'm not getting near that dude.
It will be from the hierarchy, from the Dark City, from the MOD. This man has got more factions that he's been a part of, including the original MySpace page, your grandmother's favorite wrestler. Murder One steps into the ring with the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal Sabu. For our friends in Georgia, especially around the city, too busy to hate. Get ready. Mark your calendars, make your plans. And matter of fact, a little bit later this evening, right here on this September 6th, which once we get it in replay, it'll still follow us too. Because I put everything in chronological order as it's aired. A little bit later tonight on Wrestle Rage Radio, be welcoming in Murder One himself. Looking forward to it. Always a great time. May have some surprises coming up on Wrestle Rage Radio a little bit later this evening. And also, Mark, don't say it. I know you too well. There's some things you really want to say.
I'm not going to say anything, all right? So you quit with that crap.
Oh, come on. I was trying to be facetious and somewhat humorous.
Well, you failed on both ends. I'm not going to say anything.
Okay.
I'm a little bit more professional than that.
Okay.
A little bit. Not much.
Not much.
But a little bit more than that.
But looking forward to being able to sit down with M1 a little bit later on this evening. And actually, I'll tell you the truth. I did not know that. And actually, before Smart Rage had signed Murder One to come on tonight for Wrestle Rage, I'd already set things up for him to come on Back to Basics this coming Tuesday. So I'm gonna be asking a different line of questions this coming Tuesday night on Back to Basics. Like I said, I had this lined up a week and a half ago. So
double dose of Murder One coming at you from beyond ringside.
Would that be a double murder?
No.
A double M1?
No.
Murder in stereo. I can get away with that one.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Why? Because it's me. Bowman, shameless plugs.
I want to go home. No way I am home.
About to say you're a little bit late for that one.
But speaking of that second-rate show that comes on after us, but precedes Black Mass. Happy birthday, Stan Grubachowski. I know your family sat there and changed their names when they came over on the Mayflower and took the oath in front of the Statue of Liberty. But no, it was Stan's birthday yesterday?
Yesterday.
Day before? Yeah. So, tell that piece of crap I said happy birthday.
I certainly will. Oh, no wonder. Press the wrong. There it is. Cool. Let's run this down real quick. At Beyond Ringside over on Twitter, Facebook.com/Beyond Ringside Live. And, of course, the home site is BeyondRingside.com. I'm going to be honest with you. I've had a lot on my shoulders and a lot on my head lately. That is the reason why the Beyondcast has not been caught up. I am working to get some things caught up right now, all the way across the board for all of the sites for all the shows that I actually do handle their podcast. So I'll have everything caught up hopefully very soon. It's just been topsy-turvy for me, especially the last week. I'm getting back into the groove all over again. It just takes time.
Get into the groove, boy. You got to prove your love to me.
Thank you, Mark Donna.
Oh, dude, early Madonna, she was hot. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I think Erotica was when she looked her best. After that, she just went to hell.
What was the one? I thought she looked really good. The cowboy song, "Tell Me." You know, when she was walking and please don't, please. You know that one. I think so. I mean, yeah, that and then early Madonna before she got too weird.
Well, Skanky Madonna was always cool to look at.
I'll tell you, I liked 80s Madonna, not Vogue Madonna, but I'm talking about the one where she really looked 80s because she had like the scarf tied around her hair. And
yeah, that was early Madonna. That was early Skanky Madonna.
Oh. Okay, anyway, let's wrap this up.
Let's take it home, folks, real quick. Once again,
but you were making a point, though. You were making a point. Finish it up.
I'm not worried about my point.
No, because you were not be able to Beyondcast. So.
Oh, yeah, I've just, like I said, I'm trying to get everything caught up as quickly as I can, and I thank everybody for their patience. And while I just try to get my head out of my ass, that's the easy way to say it. For me,
mainly because your head's not that far from your ass. You're short, and you have no neck.
I do have a neck. That's the problem.
No, that's why you're like me. You grow a beard, so it looks like we have a defined jawline.
No, I have a neck.
Ew, I don't want to talk. Not that one, you sicko.
Look who's talking about being sick.
I know. I don't know what the hell.
Well, I'm trying to wrap this up so you can go back to being sick in your bed.
Well, I mean, just let me. Shut up, kid. I'm about to put you over. But for as much hell as we give Eddie and tease him relentlessly and poke fun at him and yada yada yada. Oh, but guinea pig, he's so kissy. But you know, for all that, he does bust his butt to keep this network up and running when his vagina doesn't hurt and he decides to take a month off. But he does keep everything together, and so I mean, without Eddie, there would be no Beyond Ringside or Back to Basics or To Be Determined or Black Mass or that other show. So, wait, did I miss anybody?
Say what?
Did I miss any other shows?
No, I think you got everybody.
Oh, and the occasional GCW radio or the errant Saturday showcase.
That's been gone.
Eddie, huh?
That's been missing in action.
Well, I know.
The original plan was actually
without Eddie. Hey, I'm trying to put you over. Shut up.
Okay.
Sit back and take the compliment. God, stop complimenting you. This is why I don't compliment you. But you know, without Eddie, for like I said, all the crap we give him, if it's not for him, we wouldn't have any of this. I wouldn't have had the chance to talk to, God, you know, a lot of people in the business that I like, respect, follow, would not have had any of the dealings and somewhat of a little bit tiny modicum of notoriety with Chikara. I mean, you know, when my name is said now around Chikara, they kind of like, wait, yeah, that's the guy on the radio show from Birmingham. They do know me a little bit. So without Eddie, none of this would be possible, nor would a grant from the Schnabitz-Fernham Foundation.
There you go.
So
thank
put
you.
a wrap on it, Tater.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. I'm gonna run this.
That you get one.
Okay,
right?
that's my one per every 10 years.
2016.
That's my one for every 10 years. On the 6th, as we are once again on September 6, 2015, coming up at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, 6 Pacific, Wrestle Rage Radio with Mark Rage and Stan. At 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific time, the brand new edition of the Midnight Black Mass. This coming Tuesday night, September the 8th at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Beyond Ringside Back to Basics and the To Be Determined show will return on the 9th of September at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central, 8 Mountain, 7 Pacific. I figured I'd go ahead and give all 4 time zones that proper shout out at least once for each all shameless plugs. Once again, keep your eyes open on BeyondRingside.com. Schmidtke, love you, brother. Our infamous, unanimously anonymous pot-stirring SOB.
You jerk.
And yes, I am planning to go to AWE next Sunday. I think it's going to be a good show. I want to see Murder One and Sabu just go at it and just let it effing rip.
Well, you and I will talk about that off air.
Okay. Wick, miss you, brother. Hope you get everything straightened out, get a phone line and internet plugged into the new place. That way you can get your happy ass back on this network. For Mark MaBo Bowman.
Hey, Eddie, if Kim and Kanye were both drowning and you only had time to save one, what kind of sandwich would you make?
I'd go to the Varsity for a chili cheese slaw dog.
As long as you stand in line, Jesus.
That way I'd have an alibi. It's like, well, I couldn't get back over to save them. I was busy in line getting my food, so I didn't die of starvation.
Trust me, I don't think anybody would care if you got back in time or not.
Until next time, I am the Magic City Motor Mouth Fast Eddie Layne saying adios to Asfadania, hasta luego, auf Wiedersehen, shall say anada, adieu, arrivederci, farewell, abasino, au revoir, and until we meet again, aloha means bye-bye. Join us right here next time as we all go Beyond Ringside. Bye for now. For those listening live, Wrestle Rage Radio starts in 35 minutes.